Hello, ladies and gentlemen, how are we doing today? Welcome on board on Albert. It's the name of the boat. He's 101 years old. My name is Sam. I'm going to drive you around for an hour, tell you some stories about Amsterdam. And for the beginning, how old you think Amsterdam is? Nobody knows. No. The first document is found in 1275, so it's almost 750 years old. And it all starts with a small fishing village, and they were fishing herring. And if you're looking here to the left, that's the central station. Back in the days it was all sea. So it is built on 9,000 wooden poles. And if you look here to the right, you see a tower. It's the Schreierstoren, it's the crying tower. And the story about the tower goes that this was all sea, and then there were a lot of seamen, and the wives were standing on the tower to wave the men goodbye. And so they cried because they went away from home, sometimes didn't come back, or maybe they were happy that they were going. So that's that tower. You see the big building, that was the main office from the VOC. I don't know if you ever heard about the VOC, the East Indian Trading Company. It was more the East Indian Stealing Company. That's how we went in the 17th century. We went with big ships all over the world to trade spices. Big Chinese restaurants. It's Sea Palace. It's a copy of the Jumbo from Hong Kong, but in Hong Kong it's sunk this year. So this is the only thing left. You see a lot of houseboats. They were come in after the Second World War because there was a lot of work but not so much houses to live. So the government said, if you have a boat you can live for free in Amsterdam. And if you say to a Dutch person it's free, they are coming. And it's around, there were then 4,000 till 5,000 houseboats, but they don't have a connection to the sewer system. So it was really what you say, a little bit a shit show. But now we have around 2,500 houseboats, and they all have a connection to the sewer system, and they are electricity, they got the internet, they got everything, and it's now a very expensive way to live in Amsterdam, because a lot of hippies came to town with a boat to live free, and if you now want to live on a boat, it's going to cost you around 500,000 till €1,000,000. And if you look there to the left, you got the neuroscience. You can walk up the bridge you see over there. You can walk to the top. There's also a bar, and you have a very nice view over the city of Amsterdam. And the big white building there on the left side, it's the now the Maritime Museum, and it was the old warehouse from the VOC in the past. You see also a replica of one of the VOC ships that sailed away in the 17th century. You see there the three big masts from the ship. Yes, and if you look here to the right, the tower, it's the Montelbaanstoren, the Montelbaans Tower. It's an old defense tower because here was all sea, so they were protecting the city. Now they build a clock on it and it's an office. And if you see, he's got a round shape, and at the back the shape is straight. That was if they fired the bullets, they could a little bit get off the tower. And also the trading that we did back in the days, we got a lot of pepper, and the pepper was very expensive. If you had a cup of pepper, like a glass of beer, you could buy a house like this. It's not anymore, but to save it, you have there a very nice old warehouse. You see the bars in front of the house because the pepper was so expensive that people tried to steal it, so they saved it like in a prison. You see there a very nice example of that house. One day it will be my house. And if you look there in between the little bit scratchy house, you see the red shutters on the building. That was where Rembrandt always lived. And if you look at the right, you see there the Southern Church. That's why he painted the Nachtwacht, his most famous painting. It was in that church that he made it, because he had no room to make it in his house. Yes, and here at the left is the Waterloo Plain. It's the Waterloo Square. It's the second hand, the flea market. It's the oldest market we have here in Amsterdam. They say if you cannot buy it here, it doesn't exist. And also, if you think what sell the most, you have a lot of bicycles in Amsterdam. We have more bicycles than people. We have around 850,000 people and we got around 1.3 million bicycles. So a lot of bicycles get stolen. And if they get stolen, there's sometimes you can buy them back here with some fresh paint on it for 10, 20 euros. In Amsterdam they call it recycling. Yes. You have the most people have two bikes. You have your good bike, you go to your work, or you go to cycle around, and if you go to the bar, you got your bar bike. And your bar bike, yeah, sometimes you lose it, but you don't care so much about your bike, because you can always buy another one. It's normal here. And here on the left, the big building is the government building. It's not so nice, but you got two nice things that will happen in the building. Because you see here on the corner, you see the word Amstel, so that's a bar. So if you're waiting for your driver's license, you can drink a beer. And also in 2001, the April 1, there was the first gay marriage was here, happened in this building, the first same-sex marriage of the world. Yeah, we have every year we have the gay prides. And if you look here to the left, the black houseboat, it was last year sold for 1.7 million euros. This one, the black one. A lot of hippies came to town with the houseboat, so they had a boat, and now they are all millionaires. So. It's also very nice at night because all the bridges are lighting up and you see also the reflection in the water, so it looks like a tunnel. It's here on the left. Oh. They're working in it, so we don't have the best view. But if you want to have the best picture, you can just Google 7 bridges. Then you have a very nice picture of it.
Ciao.
And there on the left, the house with the pillars and the really big Amsterdam flag hanging in front is the house of our mayor. And when the flag is hanging out, that will tell that she is home. It's our first female mayor we have now in Amsterdam. And when there is a mayor, they have to live here. So they live above, and underneath that is the office. And here, the big building here, that's the city archive. So you can find everything about Amsterdam in that building. It was a bank, but it's not a bank anymore. They still have some safes in the basement, and the safes are a little bit. If they want to rob something, they're just gonna flood the safe, so you're gonna drown.
Con la bicicleta y el carro ese grande y uno de ahí dentro. Ahí los dos. Pero no se mueve.
And they had the number 460. I told you before, not so many people live here anymore. There's living one man in this house. It's for a long time in the family. He's an architect. He's 70 years old. He's alone. So maybe you can knock on the door. And you also see a little bus in front of the car, because a lot of cars went in the water because people forgot a handbrake or pushed too much the gas. And the railing is not placed by the government, but it is by insurance company, because they paid too much for damage to the car that they put the railing.
Como te ve el cambio, el freno.
Mira, tú y nosotros nos bajamos por acá.
Esa bicicleta. Ah, pues tiene el canisto.
Ahí lleva una persona sentada.
Sí. Eléctrica, sí. Cuidado, eso no para llevar
A la primera vuelta se te queda sin batería.
So I told you about the cars that somewhat fall in, but the most that falls in here in the water, that are the bicycles. We got two people. They are on a boat and they work 40 hours a week to pick up bikes out of the channel. And last year we had a record. They take out 18,000 bikes. Yeah. And also what sometimes falls in the water, that are dead bodies. But it's not so much. It's around 3-4 a year. It's mostly a guy. he has his zipper open. So they go to the bar and they're gonna pee and they're gonna lose balance and they fall in the channel. And when it's winter, you don't see many steps, you don't come out of the water, so watch out if you're gonna pee in the channels.
Amsterdam Light Festival. 그래서 반나오는 거예요.
Yes, and back in the days you paid a lot of tax of the width of your house. So you see here a lot of width houses, but there with the Heineken sound, there was a Heineken sign. There was a very clever shoemaker, and he lived in the smallest house of Amsterdam. It's the, you see, it's the green one. He was a shoemaker and he wanted to live on the most prestigious channel in Amsterdam, so he made this house. He was living there with his family. But he was smart because it's a little bit like a pizza slice, so it goes wide in the back. So you pay less tax and you still live on the most expensive channel in Amsterdam. Smart businessman. And here's also a smart businessman, is the happy bookie man. I don't know, he's open when he wants. He has his happy bookie boat. But he wanted to open a bar, but he couldn't get a license. But he still wanted to open a bar, so he started a bookstore. And if you go in there, you can buy a book and you get a free beer. So and when the beer is finished, they give the book back. Now he got his license, but that's how he started his bar here in Amsterdam. And I don't know if you noticed, but almost every building in Amsterdam has a hook and a beam on top of the houses. You can see it everywhere. And it was to move houses. That was also because the houses were very narrow and the step was very steep. So if you have to move houses, then you use the hook and the beam. You still can rent a rope, and then you go with your furniture or your washing machine, you hoist it up and everything goes into the window. So it's a good thing to measure your window before you go house moving, or you just go to IKEA. That's the most common thing here in Amsterdam. And also the buildings are a little bit built that they're standing a little bit in front. because then if you host the things up, then you didn't crash to the building.
Dit is ook gewoon meer. Gewoon vast. Ja, nog meer.
Yes, and here on the right you see a very new wall, and you also see a lot of the city that they have iron plates in front of the wall. Because last year there was a wall that totally collapsed, and now they're gonna look to all the walls, and they are not in a very good state anymore. It's gonna take around 2050. They think they are finished with all making new walls here in Amsterdam. They're all gonna collapse.
No hay casi nada de separación. Ni un metro.
Geen probleem, even blijven rustig. Ja, de andere sta je nog even aan. Achter dus. Hier. altijd is het fijn. Yes, now we're on the Brouwersgracht. It's the Brewers Channel. A lot of breweries were here because back in the days the water was not so fresh and older people were just drinking beer. What a time that must be. But it was then only 2% of alcohol, but it was not allowed to sign any important paper after 2 in the afternoon. Because I think they were too drunk. Yeah, we have a boat with students in front of us. So we're gonna see if they crash the bridge. And if you look there to the right, you see an empty building. That was our old bicycle store. Now it's there underneath the water. They made a new bicycle store for I think 5,000 bicycles. So they close the water off, take the water out, and they were around 5 years building. It just opened last year. So it's right in front of Central Station. So that's now the bicycles are not inside anymore. If you look there to the left, you see the tower. It's the Amsterdam Tower. It's the formal headquarters of the Shell. Now it's a building, there's a bar in it. You see the round thing is a restaurant. It turns 360 degrees in 1 hour. And you also can swing on top of the roof. It's around 85 meters high. You see the swings there? So if you like to swing and you see Amsterdam from a nice, it's also nice to visit because you have a very nice view all over Amsterdam. And if you want to go there, you have here the ferries, the blue-white ones. They're for free. So if you want to visit the north, you just can go to the ferry, hop on. There's also the NDSM. It's a little bit of artists living there a lot. It's a nice place to visit. We are now on the North Sea Channel. It's that way. It's around 24 kilometers to the sea. It's for the big ships. If you look there, you have a very big ship.
Yeah, but she said it was like a big swing.
And here to the right, that's the central station again. It's the back. The yellow red one, that's the harbor boat. He guides the big ship a little bit through the channels here. I think he just arrived because the last round he wasn't there. So they're gonna dock in a bit. big black building here at the corner. It's the new headquarters of the booking.com, so that's where all your money goes. And here you got an old sluiswachtershuisje. It's where the sluiskeepers stand to open the sluices. But they are not, because every bridge they're gonna move on distance. But now you can rent it, so you can sleep in it. We got around, I think, 20 in Amsterdam. So you can rent it out, and you have your own little house. A little bit different as a hotel.
Y abajo también había. Pero que hace mejor eso. Sí, por eso que mucho.
Yes, and if you see there the big building right in front of us, it's the oldest church we have in Amsterdam. The name is the Old Church. This was the first stone building we had in Amsterdam. Before that, all the houses and things were built of wood, but we had 2 times that the city almost burned totally down. We got so 2 big fires, so then they decided to build everything from stone. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, we're coming a little bit to the end of the tour, so I can only as safety announcer, please stay seated until we dock safely, and then I can say you can leave the boat because sometimes we bump a little, so we don't want you to fall down. And if you're hungry and you like steaks, right in front of us, it's Lucie. They have the best steaks in town. So if you like a steak, you can go eat there.
No sé. Si nos gusta la carne, que la hacemos, pero no sé. Sí, pero no sé dónde es. Ahí voy. Si no, vamos a ver.
Coches de las 3.
No me acuerdo.
Este es trocadero.
Igualito.
Esto de madera, sí. No debe ser en plástico.
Thank you for staying with us. If you want to thank me, there's a possibility in the front. If you didn't like it, you can take some money out. You go to the coffee shop and you forget me very quickly. Bye bye and enjoy Amsterdam. Bye bye. Thank you. Yes? Okay. Glad to hear that. Thank you. Enjoy Amsterdam. Thank you. Bye bye. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, sir. Bye bye.
ઉભો રહે આ છે ને મારું બંધ થઈ ગયું હતું